Welcome. Ted and Vicki here. Thank you for your time and consideration. We would like to share some information that's been hidden from everybody for a really long time, so please keep an open mind. This is American civil flag or peace flag, which was flown above every public building before the Civil War. Most of us have never seen this flag.
This is Anna von Reitz, and all the following information is from her research along with the Living Law Firm, which are lawyers that gave up their bar cards and have been joined by other law groups to help. This team and others all over the world have been dedicated to research for over 20 years. Some of the teams are bankers, historians, and recently medical teams, and they have collections of proof that include historic documents, treaties, written laws, everything needed to put the truth out there of what is really going on. Let's listen to what Anna has to say about government.
We need a place where we're safe and we're supported and we're recognized for who we are and we're given the protection of our government. Now, I've said this before and I want you all to take it 100% to heart. The only reason to have a government is to protect the people and their assets. That's it.
Do you feel like that describes our government now?
Do you consider yourself a U.S. citizen? Or do you consider yourself an American? Would you be surprised to know that most people are one or the other, but not both?
That's kind of a confusing question because we consider ourselves U.S. citizens and we were born here in America, so we are Americans, right? When you fill out a form to open a bank account or apply for a credit card or driver's license and passport, don't you always check that you are a U.S. citizen? So which are you? And are you one or the other or both? And which one do you want to be? That's what we want to explore today. From the standpoint of the federal government, a U.S. citizen is a citizen of the District of Columbia, the 10 square miles, employed as a federal civilian or in the military, welfare recipient, asylum seeker, born in Puerto Rico, Guam, American Samoa, American Virgin Islands. If you are none of the above, you are not a U.S. citizen and you're not obligated to pay income taxes. Then the question is, how did you get to be considered one, and why do you think you are a U.S. citizen? You reinforce this when you check the U.S. citizen box on any form. So how was your identity stolen? We're going to explain how this happened.
The birth certificate was used to steal your identity. This is what a Pennsylvania birth certificate looks like, and it's done on heavy bond paper. The watermark is the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania seal. It's issued by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. You will notice that your name is in all capital letters. According to Black's Law Dictionary, the only things that can be written in all capital letters is a corporation or a dead man's estate. Are you either of those? They are identifying your name as property belonging to them, and they're issuing bonds against it and borrowing. This is evidence of a crime committed against you.
How was your identity stolen? Let's look down the left side of the birth certificate. Your date of birth is the day you were born, and you were born in American State National, and your parents wrote your name in upper and lower case letters, as you usually do. Your nationality is taken from the state you were born on because every state is its own nation. I am a Pennsylvanian, born on Pennsylvania. If you were born on New York, your nationality is a New Yorker. Born on Wisconsin, a Wisconsinite. You were born on the land, which is the land jurisdiction. The land and soil jurisdiction is the highest law of the land, American common law.
On the right side is the date filed. It's the date you were registered as a corporation. a ward of the state, a dead man's estate, abandoned and lost at sea. This is when they put your name in all capital letters and registered you as a U.S. citizen. A U.S. citizen is in the sea jurisdiction, so they shanghaied you from the land to the sea. Were your parents aware that they abandoned you to the state? I think not. Were you aware as a baby? No. No one was told the truth.
Pulling people from the land and air jurisdictions into the jurisdiction of the sea is known as press ganging, and it has been outlawed for 200 years. When the sea jurisdiction laps onto the land, it is called inland piracy. That's outlawed too. When people of the land jurisdiction are forced to donate the fruits of their labor against their will, it is known as peonage or enslavement, also outlawed. An unconscionable contract is a contract you literally are not aware of. Neither you, the baby, or your parents were told about this scam. Press ganging, inland piracy, peonage, and enslavement are all a capital crime with the death penalty according to Article 3 of the Geneva Convention Protocols of 1949. What is the result of all this fraud? You have been enslaved from birth through death through semantic deceit of your name. In the left circle are the corporate names they created. Think about what letters, documents, mail, bills you get in your all capital letters name, like your driver's license, passport, utility bills, insurance, credit cards, taxes, bank accounts, student loans, bank loans, almost everything but junk mail. These do not belong to you, the living man or woman. They have nothing to do with you. They are a corporation.
Your name was registered as a U.S. citizen. It has privileges which can be taken away at any time. It can't own anything because it's a fiction, not alive. It can only take title and register. When you register something, you give it back to who you register it with. So when you register your car, you're giving it back to the state. Register a driver's license, your baby. Same thing. How many of you have purchased a house? When you buy a house, you're required to purchase title insurance, and you take this as either tenants in common, which is more than one person, or tenants in the entirety if it's just one person. Think about it. Tenants never own anything. There's a landlord, an owner, a tenant, a renter, but tenants don't own anything. So you're being deceived here too. And who grants titles anyway? The British Queen. These are not American.
Compare this to Americans, the actual living man or woman. Americans have rights that cannot be taken away. Americans own everything. They are living people. Only people can own things. Only Americans can own land in America. That shakes people up a little, as it should. Americans record things on the land recording system. This is public notice. It protects your interests.
In 1862, the 37th Congress declared a person is no longer a people, it's a corporation. This is an important fact to remember in moving forward. Knowing this, be aware of the word deceit as you read any articles about or from the government.
This is the chart of our actual American government created in 1776.